Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aanveshana. So today's episode will talk about the power of silence. So sit back and listen. The moment there's a pause in a conversation, someone picks up the phone, someone switches on the television, someone starts talking. We are constantly surrounded by noise, yet very few of us spend 5 minutes in complete silence. What if silence isn't empty? What if there is finally begin to hear ourselves? There was a time when I felt I had to respond to everything. Every criticism deserved an answer. Every misunderstanding needed an explanation. Every argument had to be won. But life has a strange way of teaching us. The more the experiences you go through, the more you realize that not every battle deserves your energy. Sometimes silence is not your weakness. Sometimes silence is your wisdom. Think about it. The ocean is deep, yet it is calm. The mountains are strong, but yet they stand in silence. Nature doesn't need to prove its strength. It simply exists. Then why do we feel the need to explain ourselves to everyone? Why do we keep seeking validation from people who have already decided not to understand us? One lesson life has taught me is not everyone deserves an explanation. Some people don't want to understand your story. They only want to judge the chapter they have read. And that's okay. You don't have to convince everyone. Silence teaches acceptance. It teaches patience. It teaches emotional maturity. Another beautiful thing about silence is that it allows us to observe. When we stop talking, we begin listening, not just other people, to ourselves. We begin to notice our thoughts, our fears, our dreams, the things we've been avoiding. Sometimes we are so busy distracting ourselves with social media, work, television, endless conversations, we forget to spend time with one person who will always stay with us. That is ourselves. Only we are going to stay with ourselves at the end of the day. Silence reconnects us with that person. It reminds us of what truly matters. It also makes us realize something else. The loudest person in the room isn't always the strongest. Sometimes the strongest person is the one who knows when to remain silent, who knows when to walk away, who knows when protecting their peace is more important than proving a point. Silence doesn't mean you have nothing to say. It simply means you've become wise enough to choose the right moment to say it. Imagine how many unnecessary arguments would have disappeared. We paused just for 10 seconds before reacting. How many relationships would have improved if we had to listen more than we spoke? How much of stress would have disappeared if we stopped trying to control everybody's opinion about us? Silence gives us that pause. And in that pause, we find clarity, peace, we find patience, we find ourselves. So today, I want to leave you with a small challenge. Spend just 10 minutes in complete silence. No phone, no music, no television, no scrolling. Just you and your thoughts. At first, it feels uncomfortable, but slowly you realize the silence isn't your enemy. The silence is your greatest teacher. Because sometimes the answers we've been searching for outside have been quietly waiting inside us all along. Thank you for listening. This is Unsaid Stories by Aanveshana. Until next time, take care of your mind. Don't be afraid of silence. Maybe today's story wasn't meant to change the world, but maybe it meant to stay with you. Until next time, see you. Until our next version of my story, take care of yourself. This is Unsaid Stories by Aanveshana signing off. Take care, lots of love, bye bye, and kindly excuse me for my voice. I've been having throat infection, so I still decided to show up because I didn't want to break the episode chain and be inconsistent with the channel. So I've made this effort of coming back. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.